Hey mathematicians, in this activity we are going to practice solving one-step equations, and the main idea of this activity is to make you really stop and think about what operations are actually happening in that equation before you solve it. And so every place that you see a yellow box needs an answer. Okay, because this is more determined to make sure that you really understand what you're doing when you're solving an equation. So I'm going to work number one for you. Just make sure we know what we're doing. So number one says we're actually going to start here. And it says what operation is already in the equation. And we have a fraction bar in that equation. And a fraction means division. If we were to say that out loud, we would say it's P divided by 9. So when it says what operation is already in this equation, I'll type, and I need to type in that answer box. Otherwise, the self-checking feature that tells me if I'm right or not doesn't work. So you're going to do, according to the directions up here, it tells you to use division. Use a little front slash to indicate that you're doing division. So that's what I'm going to type into the box. So I'm going to do a front slash and a 9 because what operation is already there? It's P divided by 9. And you'll see that I got it right. You've got the little 1 pointer there to let you know that you did it right. So what operation do you need to do in order to cancel out that operation? So in other words, what is the inverse operation of dividing by 9? That is going to be multiplying by 9, right? And in the directions, it says to use the little star for multiplication. So I'm going to type in the box the little star on my keyboard, 9, because I'm going to multiply both sides by 9. And so then I'm going to do a little star and a 9, because how am I going to actually solve this equation? I am going to cancel out this dividing by 9, and I'm going to do it by multiplying by 9. So that little box over there to the left is just a way for me to demonstrate that I need to multiply the left-hand side by 9. And then, of course, we need to do that on both sides of the equation. So I need to put a star and a 9 over here on this side too to make it a little bit smaller, the text, because if it spills over like that, if you're like me, it kind of bothers you a little bit. Hit the little T minus button at the top and it'll make it smaller so it fits in there. So this was here to demonstrate that I'm going to multiply both sides by 9. And so what does that mean my final solution is? That's where I'm going to answer that here. So this 9 and that 9 cancel each other out. That's why we had just a P left over for the left-hand side. And then if I do 5 times 9, that means I'm going to have 45 for my final solution. And so there you go. So there's 5 components to each problem, demonstrating what was already in the equation, what operation you need to cancel out that equation, and then actually doing the same operation on both sides of the equal sign, and then finally the solution. So if we don't have all 5 of those components, it's not all the way correct. If you got any questions, you know how to get a hold of me, guys.